Hello, this video is to show you how to have a tooltip in ProTips that stays open and has fields on it. And those fields can be dynamic. They'll be updated from other data sources like another text field. And so what I have here is a character sheet, kind of a demo. And this will allow the player to change their ability scores. And then I've got a tooltip that's on this character sheet portrait. And you can see over here I have this is a tooltip trigger. I have some text in here. When I hover over this, it's going to open it up. And I just have these fields hard-coded right now, so I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, when I hover over it, this tooltip opens and it stays open until I close it. When I adjust the ability scores, it changes the values here, but it doesn't change them in the tooltip, and I would like it to change it in the tooltip. So that's the scenario. All right, so if I go over here, um, one thing we need to add is a script. So I created a script that will keep the fields in sync. And the way you will add these fields is going to be a link. And so I'm going to go ahead and add one of these fields right now and give it an ID. So the link ID is going to be whatever I want to call it. And in this case, I'm just going to call it strength. And you just wrap this link ID around whatever value you want to change. And this doesn't have to be a number, it could be text, whatever you want. It's just basically a placeholder. And so then I add the script, this auto update tooltip fields. And I do have some tooltips on here to kind of help you through it if it's the first time you're using it. So these kind of explain what they do, but I'll kind of explain it. So this first, these are the fields that you're going to have in here. So this would be a field. This link ID equals strength. That's a field. And I'm just going to say what the name of the field is strength, and that's going to have to match on the ID. And then I've got to point it to a data source. And this can be either the Unity text fields or the TextMesh Pro text fields. And so I'm using TextMesh Pro here. Let me click on this. Okay, it's going to be value strength. So I've got the values and the labels here. So what I want to point it at is the value because that's the thing that updates. So let me go back to my script. And then I'm just going to drag the value strength into here. You can use either one of these that you want to. If you use the TextMesh Pro, and it will override the text one if you're using both. You should just choose one or the other, whichever you're using for your project. And so that should be it. And it should update now. Let's try it out. I hover over, and then as I increase and as I decrease, you can see the values are changing. All right, and if I do it on the other ones, they're not doing it yet because they don't have the links. So let me go ahead and update the other ones. To complete this, I'll just copy and paste. So instead of strength here, we will have dexterity, and then intelligence. And then remember, you can name these whatever you want. They just have to match down here. And so this one will be dexterity. This one will be intelligence. And then the dexterity field will be the value dexterity. And the intelligence one will be the value intelligence. We'll run it again. Hover over. I'm adjusting the ability scores. You can see that they stay in sync. And so you can add as many of these kind of fields if you want to. When you open it back up, still updated because it's always going to be updated with these values. And the last thing to show you is, just so you would know if you did adjust them to begin with, and then the tooltip pops up, it's going to have those values in there because it's always going to be in sync. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.